Hello trainers, we are back this week and we are taking a look at Ekans. I am outside on a London rooftop, so do mind the city sounds. There is plenty of construction going on around us while everything has kind of halted because of the health situation around the world. The construction around London just keeps on going, so if and when this is over, I think a lot of Londoners and the people that come back to London will see lots of change and lots of things a bit different about central London and about what the construction that has been going on ends up being. So if you like these kinds of videos, please drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified when a new video is up. I am planning on releasing one of these every week to 2 weeks. So if you enjoy the content, let me know and I'll go ahead and use it as fuel to continue. But let's go ahead and get started. So as I said, we are looking at Ekans, and as you see, this Ekans is kind of just hanging out. Let's actually get a quick growl from Ekans. And just going around Ekans, of course being very careful, but as you can see, this Pokemon is mostly purple. Most of its body is I would say a light purple. There is a cream colored stripe around its neck. As you can tell, it goes all the way around. That same cream color is seen on the rattle at the end of its tail. And then you can see whenever you get the growl, you also get that rattle shaking for Ekans. Very, very like a rattlesnake, actually. And we come back around and you can see the eyes are that same cream color, maybe a little bit lighter, but you have the same eyes as a snake would almost, and there's this line that connects the eyes, kind of like an eyebrow, I would say, or yeah, it just kind of goes right over the nose. Is this maybe a unibrow? I don't know, maybe Ekans might not like that, but let's try to get a little bit closer and a little bit level with Ekans and just get a quick growl. So that's too close, but let's try it from here. And you can see it, the tongue is pink and there are no fangs, and you can also see the two nostrils on its nose right there. You can't see the bottom of its body, but you can see as the rounds go that underneath the purple, that same cream colored kind of goes all around. So I think if we turned Ekans over, we would see that same creamy color that we see around the neck and eyes and rattle. And you also have these two lines. I guess you do see them 3 times, the 2 lines that kind of divide the body. And let's go ahead and just get a few growls. I think that covers most of this Ekans. Let's see an aerial view, and you can see me, of course. And we will be covering the normal form, which is this one, and the shiny form of Ekans. This Pokemon has not been corrupted by Team Go Rocket, so we will not be covering a shadow or a purified form. One last thing, there are no differences between male and female Ekans, no visible differences. So this is a male Ekans, and the shiny Ekans we will be taking a look at will be a female Ekans. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay trainers, we are back with the shiny form of Ekans. As you can see at the bottom, we have a mostly fully green Ekans, and the other shade is I would say is an off yellow lime kind of color. So just getting around Ekans to get a good profile of that. I actually really like this color on Ekans. I do enjoy the purple as well, but this is a big difference in the color, but it looks good. Sometimes with shiny forms of Pokemon, the new color just doesn't work very well. But you don't have any other differences other than the color. Let's just get a few growls. You have the rattle moving around. The rattle is the same color as the stripe around its neck and its eyes. And let's see how close we can get to Ekans. It is being a very good sport, this female Ekans, just hanging out and letting me, describe it. So I think that is it for the shiny Ekans, and I will actually play around with Ekans for a bit, give it a treat for being such a good sport, and then we can go to the last half of this video, which is going into deeper background on this Pokemon, and let's see what we find. Okay, trainers, we are back and hanging out with Ekans. You can see that Ekans is following us around, see what we're up to, and we just want to play around a bit and give Ekans a treat for being such a good sport. So let's see some of Ekans' reactions to some of the berries that we have for them. See if they are fans. So we have the pinup. Let's see if Ekans follows us around to get this treat. It doesn't look like they are wanting to play. So let's go ahead and give Ekans this treat. Wow, that is a little bit violent, the way that Ekans eats this berry. So let's see what they do with this nanap berry. And let's get a close-up of eating their meal with this raspberry. Let's see how close we can get without them taking a bite out of us. So we got some love from Ekans, and you can definitely see when the body raised a bit, some of that cream color underneath its body, the underbelly. So I think that's it for Ekans right now. We gave Ekans the treats. Ekans did not want to follow us around. Let's go ahead and call Ekans back so that we can move on into the next section of this video. Okay, Ekans, come back. The official Pokédex entry for Ekans reads as follows. Ekans, a very common sight in grassland, etc. It flicks its tongue in and out to sense danger in its surroundings. Ekans slithers silently and stealthily through grass, searching for its favorite food, Pidgey and Spearow eggs. It swallows eggs whole, so sometimes an egg gets stuck and Ekans faints. It flutters the tip of its tongue to seek out the scent of prey, then swallows the prey whole. It can freely detach its jaw to swallow larger prey than itself. It can become too heavy to move, however. After a meal, it curls up in a spiral and rests. Assuming this position allows it to quickly respond to a threat from any direction with a glare from its upraised head. Ekans sneaks through grass without making a sound and strikes unsuspecting prey from behind. It always hides in grass. When first born, it has no poison, so its bite is painful but harmless. The older it gets, the longer it grows. At night, it wraps its long body around tree branches to rest. Trainers, we will now review Ekans in more detail and delve deeper into its background. Ekans show no visible differences between male and female. Originally from the Kanto region, they can be found in savannas, grasslands, and plains. Ekans usually live in small colonies with their birth families before some go off on their own. In Pokemon Go, Ekans does nest, so make sure to check your local parks, trainers. They also enjoy cloudy weather, so pay attention to your local area and weather, as this could be a good combination in finding a powerful Ekans. As stated on the Pokédex entry, Ekans usually goes after the eggs of Pidgey and Spearow for dinner. Ekans are pretty easy to care for and feed, as they happily consume any sort of eggs. They are very capable of intimidating other Pokemon out of their territory. Ekans enjoy eating all the berries, including Oran, Pecha, Citrus, Cherry, Raz, Pinap, and Nanab berries. They can get hungry, so be careful when feeding them in this state, as they might take a bite out of you instead of your treats. Ekans are actually more venomous than their evolution Arbok. Rookie trainers especially should have caution, since Ekans cannot control the amount of venom they inject in a bite. They can be very dangerous. You also don't want to startle them, as they have the ability to crush. It is always recommended to approach with caution. Ekans avoids predators and warns each other with a rattling sound from their tails. If the sound fails, they do have the ability to paralyze attackers with glare. Ekans are usually distrustful Pokemon. They dislike humans in their territory and will stay away if possible. When they sense danger, they usually stay and fight. Trainers raising an Ekans should know that while they may be affectionate to you, it's not the same for other people. If you have an Ekans and still live at home, it's good to keep them in their Pokeball if you know you won't be paying attention to them. Ekans are very loyal and loving to their trainers and will even evolve just to make their trainer happy. Ekans is one of the Pokemon we have actually heard from in regards to their disposition, especially as they are sometimes seen as villains. According to Ekans, Pokemon do bad things because their master is bad. We have seen this before, including with Fearow and Raticate. Ekans can also get emotional at times, so whether it's a large issue or small drama, do try to lend an ear and listen to them and support them. Ekans can be quite social and can get along with other Pokemon, especially when they build a relationship for a long period of time. They also enjoy a good nap. The name Ekans is snake spelled backwards. In Japanese, its name is Arbo, which is an anagram of boa. Ekans shares similarities with a boa and a rattlesnake. Its face markings resemble an Indian cobra's hood. The yellow band around its neck also resembles the ring-necked snake. My initial thoughts on Ekans were a little bit conflicted. I am not a fan of snakes, first of all. Sorry to all those out there with snake friends, but they just scare me a bit. Growing up, I lived in an area of the US that had rattlesnakes around, and I ran across them here and there, so doing this research about Ekans reminded me of rattlesnakes, especially with the resemblance they share, including the rattle at the end of Ekans' tail. Their portrayal in media, especially around Team Rocket, allowed me to see a more well-rounded Pokemon that I did not judge badly from the start. For me, Ekans was part of the villains you love to like or sometimes root for, especially because the bad was measured and never really went into very negative territory. This research did reveal some things about Ekans that I was not aware of. Their ability to use glare to paralyze predators was very interesting, and I can see how helpful this ability would be in a battle against another trainer. I do like their personalities, especially when they become emotional and let it all out. Their love and loyalty for their trainers is another great reason why I would consider this Pokemon for my team if I was going to participate in a battle. With the shiny form of Ekans, I must say I am a big fan of the green, and it will be interesting to review the shadow form if that is corrupted by Team Rocket and released into Pokemon Go. While I remain not a fan of snakes, the research helped me get a better picture of Ekans. Their fierce loyalty is admirable, and the way they protect themselves and their communities is admirable but also very smart. I hope trainers have learned something new about Ekans and consider them for their teams or consider raising one in the future. Okay, trainers, if I missed anything or if you have any thoughts on Ekans, please add them in the comments section below. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when a new video is up. I plan to release one every week to 2 weeks, with the goal of completing every Pokemon in every generation currently released. Please follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Pinterest, Facebook, and Twitter. The handle is @LondonInstinct for updates, posts, and stories. I am having fun featuring art submissions from trainers around the world, so feel free to submit yours too. Stay safe out there and see you next week, trainers. Bye.